Hello guys, it's George here. Gonna go over a couple things with saving a file in either repetier host or ugsplatform when you made your files in sheetcam. Saying if there was a problem in the middle of a cut um, and how to save that, being that these softwares don't have a run from here feature. In this case, this would be plasma cut, and this is going to be cut out of a piece of metal. This would be your first cut, this your second, your third, your fourth, and then the outer's the fifth. Well, let's say that we were cutting this, it got through the T and the S okay, but then messed up in the middle of this cut. Okay, what we would want to do, first thing, just go over here and turn off your toolpath so you can't see it. You don't have to delete it or anything, just turn it off. Then we're going to click our um, edit contours button, okay? And we're going to just move the parts that we've already cut to a new layer. I would just call it new layer, okay? So now, if we turn the toolpath on, you can see it's not going to do a toolpath for these again, okay? So now we can just post-process this, um, and we'll end up with the new file not having these getting cut out. So for instance, in this case, it was all of it in there and it's cutting and it got over here, messed up. So now I'm just going to open up that new file and you can see it doesn't have those, so it's not going to recut those parts. And it would just come over here and cut this from here, okay, and save this file. So you would just stop your machine when it had, when you saw it messed up, and then instead of resetting your zero or anything, make sure you don't reset your zero, and then this would go back in and use the same zero and save the file. Another option of things that might happen, um, I'm just going to go back and turn off this toolpath, go back and um, move all of these pieces to a different layer, because let's say they had already cut. But let's say we were cutting this outside. This is a big piece, and we don't want to waste this piece of metal because it stopped halfway in the middle of a cut. So what would we do here? We don't want to recut over a part that's already cut. So what we can do is we can go to start point. So normally it would have started up here, okay, and then go around. Let's say it got to just beyond this corner and messed up. We could actually just go and put our start point right at that corner, okay. Turn on our toolpath, we can see it's going to start here and run the rest of it, okay. Now if we do our operation on here, okay, we save this file. Now if I bring this one in, load it, okay, you can see now it's going to start here instead. So we would just cut the parts that have been cut, and if we get up here to where it's already cut, we could just stop the machine, emergency stop, instead of trying to cut this piece that's already cut. So originally it would have cut this, got over here and stopped, which is when we would have caught it and stopped the machine. Then we can bring our file back in, which is going to start just before that, cut around, and then when it's going to come up here, and this part's already going to have been cut, so when it gets to that, we can just hit emergency stop. And then this will give us the option to save either a piece that's been cut partially, or one that it's cut certain parts of it out okay, and then we want to go back and cut the other parts, or only the other parts. And we can also do that moving our start point on one of the part, like in the previous example, I had the E, the T, and the outer that was going to be recut. And wherever it had stopped on the E, I could have moved my start point to there, and then that way I wouldn't be recutting it. If it had cut half of this E, I could have moved my start point to just before where it started cutting, and it would have went around and cut it, and then did the others. But that I don't usually do because most of these smaller cuts are on the inside, and it's not going to cause you as much of a grief. Like on an outside shape, you wouldn't want it to be recutting a whole 9.5 inch long piece as in this example. So Thanks for your time. Let me know what you guys think of the video. If there's any more I can make to help you out, let me know.